Two construction projects are mentioned in the Torah. The first one is in our Parsha. Noach is commanded to build an ark in anticipation of the coming flood. The second, after leaving Egypt, the Israelites were commanded to build a Mishkan, a mini sanctuary in the desert. However, there's a major difference between these two construction projects. The ark was meant to keep out whatever chaos was happening outside. But the Mishkan was just the opposite. It was meant to illuminate, to add light to the outside world. Indeed, the Zohar in our Parsha criticizes Noach for not doing more to better his world. The Hasidic masters compare Noach to a tzaddik in pelts, a person who during cold weather, instead of building a fire to warm up the entire room, benefiting everybody, merely puts on a heavy fur coat, ensuring that only he remains warm. He only thinks of himself. But here's a curious thing. In the detailed blueprint of the ark, God commanded Noach to include a tzohar. It's best translated as a window to provide light in the ark. The Lubavitcher Rebbe asks a simple question. We know that during the flood, the lights were out, so to speak. The sun and the moon stopped working. It gave chaos to the entire calendar. So asks the Rebbe, what possible purpose would a window serve if it was pitch dark outside anyways? Who needs that window? A wonderful question. I would like to suggest an approach, and it's specifically apropos to our current situation. Noach indeed was more concerned about keeping the outside influences out. He understood this to be God's wish as well. After all, the world was corrupt. But by adding a window, God was giving him a message. He was telling Noach not to entirely ignore or forget that there's an outside world as well. A world created by God Almighty. A world that was still there and will be there after the disaster of the flood. Yes, now we have to insulate ourselves. But don't forget, Noach, there's a world out there that still needs illumination. This past year has been nothing less than a mabul for all of us. The world as we knew it has been turned upside down. A tremendous amount of darkness. There is a necessitation to quarantine, to insulate, to keep the world out, so to speak. But we must learn in a positive way from Noach's shortcomings, that we can never forget or ignore that there is still a world out there that needs us. There are people out there who need our help materially and spiritually. Jews of all ages who need to learn Torah. Jews of all ages who will benefit from the light of Judaism. We can never lock them out or only think of ourselves and our families or even our communities. We have to figure out perhaps a new way, a new method, how to use that window and include everyone. We are told that the experience of the ark was a prelude ushering Mashiach's times. Let's hope this will happen speedily and now. Wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach.